All right, PCS Nation family, we are live in Mamaroneck, New York, covering the 2023 Mamaroneck Fireman's Parade and Carnival here in Mamaroneck, my hometown. We've been here before. If you've been with us for a minute, you've seen it. I grew up on this beach, at this harbor, at those marinas, and fishing on these walls. And I've been to this carnival most of at least the last 50 years or so. Look at that boat. Holy cow, time out. That's a honey. I'll get a screenshot on that one. Anyway, we're starting off out here where it doesn't look too nuts. It looks pretty tranquil because things are just getting started. And I wanted to take a moment of quiet to just give you an outline of how firemen's parades work in harbor towns in the Northeast here in New York, and just the structure, and which I guess is probably pretty much how firemen's parades are anywhere in the country. I don't know why it would be specifically unique to the New York area or to a harbor town, except it's near a harbor. We're starting off here where things look tranquil in this big open field that is fenced in. And I'm starting here because I want to get it out of the way, because in about an hour or so, they're going to start the real mayhem and debauchery within the confines of this field, this fenced-in field. You notice over there to your left, there's a large white truck with an array of beer taps on the side of it. And that truck is full of beer, and it's free. And as the parade ends, all the firemen and the parade participants are going to be coming in here for free beer. And she's going to be here. And on the other side, they got some hot dogs and stuff like that. And shit's gonna get nuts down here, and firemen are gonna be getting drunk, and they're gonna be playing their music. The people who were in the parade, the drum corps and the bands, are all gonna take turns out in the middle of the field over there. They line up and they're gonna play their music and take turns doing that. And then some of them will start doing it at the same time, and some fights will break out, which is always a fucking treat. And there's going to be all sorts of mayhem, and like I said, mayhem, debauchery. They got a mobile cigar lounge over there, right over there, and there's going to be craziness and drunkenness and fucking unwanted pregnancies and dogs and cats lying together and all sorts of shit like that on this field as we go later. So we're not coming back here because that's a little too rich for my blood. And I'm going to also get this out of the way first. As lovely as this town is, and as wonderful as it was a place to grow up, it's changing with the times, and it's a little sad. So that's why I'm getting it out of the way. I just talked to my mom about 15 minutes before I started doing this, just to find out if they were going to be down here, which I didn't imagine they were, but I wanted to check. And she told me last night the carnival got closed down, shut down completely, and everybody got sent home because there was gang activity somewhere in the carnival. They shut the whole fucking carnival down. So just never underestimate people's relentless ability, scumbags' relentless ability to fuck everything up for decent people. And I'm glad I got that out of the way first. Say thank you to the city of Yonkers for sending a mobile police tower here to the fucking carnival and parade. It sucks that this has to be this way, but listen, Biden America 23, right? All right, so what I think we're going to do is this. This is what's going to happen. We're going to do a walkthrough on the carnival because the parade's probably started. It's about a half a mile away yet, and it's going to come down here into the carnival, flow right into here. So what we're going to do is just going to do a quick walk around in the carnival with just me doing what I fucking do better than anything, just mocking everything I see and making fun of people. And that's G-World. Nah, we're gonna have a good time. I'm not gonna play any games. Maybe I'll win a goldfish or something. See how that goes. So, this is it, man. The Mamaroneck Fireman's Carnival. A lot of screaming. Let's not even go that way first. I'm just gonna check. We'll walk a circuitous route. This is the overpriced food area. I just paid $7 for a hamburger, and it sucked. But I was hungry, so it doesn't matter. We got a little taste of our Hispanic friends here. Pizza frites, which is just one of those carnival snacks that's just wonderful in theory. It's like the whole pancake thing. where pancakes are awesome when you're thinking about them till you start eating them. And then after about like 3 bites, that shit starts like setting in your stomach like fucking concrete. And you're like, all right, pancakes are not such a great idea in practice as they are in theory. Pizza Frita is the same way. It's just fried dough with sugar on it. And it's like awesome when you're a little kid. But when you're an adult, like if you don't eat it like a minute after they hand it to you, the shit becomes like a dog's chew toy and it's inedible and you can't eat it. So you got like a 5-minute window of opportunity. And we got some more Mexican food and oh, this looks like this is, what's up, man? You having fun? All right. This is where the big gambling goes on later, I guess, where they spin the wheel and people put money down. Like they got carnival games where like you win like a little doll or an Irwin gorilla and stuff like that. But this is where the big bucks get laid down in this little thing right here. All right, we've got a carnival ride with a bunch of kids in it that are gonna be screaming in a minute. If you're just coming in, go back and listen to the beginning later and I'll tell you what we're doing here. And we're at the 2023 Mamaroneck Fireman's Carnival and Parade. And we're just doing a walkthrough here, taking it in. Like I said before, it's probably just like any other fucking carnival you've ever been to. There's no particular flavor to this one. It's very corporate. It didn't used to be like this. It used to be really cool. We're like, I don't know, cool. Like cool is such an subjective thing. But like when I was a little kid, they had just rows and rows of carnival games, man, where you went and you put a quarter down and they spun the wheel, and if your number came up, you won some shit. And this was the coolest thing, and this just is an illustration of like how smooth and I don't want to say cheap because I admire it in them. But my dad, when we used to come here when I was a little kid, they always had this carnival right about the time we were going to go on vacation up to Lake George. At Lake George, we would get a place. It was like a resort, but like it was cabins. Like it wasn't like they came and did the beds and shit like that and had a restaurant. Like it had a cabin with a little kitchenette and a grill outside, and you handled your shit like food-wise. And we would come here, and they had a booth that had just a spinning wheel thing where you put the quarter down, but you won. If your number came up, you got to either pick a pound of bacon or a dozen eggs. So my dad would bring us down here just before we left for Lake George, and we would come down with a roll of quarters and just play the spin the wheel game until we won enough bacon and eggs to last us a week in Lake George. So props to Dad for thinking of that. It's pretty ingenious. And memories, Mamaroneck memories. This place is packed already, in spite of the fact that they shut it down yesterday due to gang activity. I guess the police tower is doing its trick. All right, so here comes the first fucking mockery of the night. As we walk over here, we got more food stands. And that's where I got the hamburger too, and I didn't notice it before. The hamburger was awful. It's $7, but Italian sausage and cheese steak. Like they're gonna fucking drive all the cholesterol from the cheese right into your heart with a steak. Like that might be, maybe that's like the gimmick on them. It's a cheese steak. It's got so much fucking cheese on it. It's like driving a steak right into your arteries. Italian sausage and cheese steak. Might have to try one of those later if I want to fucking die before I leave here tonight. Parade is still not down here yet. It's supposed to kick at 7 o'clock, which it never does. And it moves kind of slow. It's kind of, I'm going to also tell you, which you can obviously see for yourself, that there are people here, which means that there are too many people here for my taste. But that's fine. I will endure. Nevertheless, I will persist and bring this carnival to you. We got some more rides. Now we're getting into like the midway. I don't know what they call it. Like this is where the rides are. I will point out one thing. Anyway, let's just go back to the tracking. We'll point out one thing once I get a little better view. So we're gonna wander in here for a little while and just see everything we need to see in here, and then I'm gonna get back out on the main strip and start working my way back up against the flow of the parade so we can kind of fast forward our way through as much a parade as we can, because this is a no shit parade, man. I didn't tell you guys at the start, and I should have. This is a serious parade. Like, I put up a video before and showed you what ultimately was an hour and a half before the parade, and already thousands of people like lining the streets. This is the social event of the year here in Mamaroneck, New York. Like, this is where everybody comes out. And this is popping already down here again, in spite of the fact that I had to get shut down last night for fucking gangs. But anyway, the crazy bus that looks like a load of fun. I don't think I would fit in the cars, and I'm not going on any rides. Oh, we got goldfish. We got goldfish. I don't know, man. You know what? It's like my competitive nature comes in when I see this shit. And I'm certainly not taking a goldfish home with me, because the thing about this is, like, you play this game and it's a couple of bucks. They give you a bunch of fucking ping pong balls and you throw it in a bowl. You know how it works. And you get your goldfish, like you win your goldfish, right? So now you got a plastic bag with a goldfish in it, which is fine. It's just a fucking goldfish. Like, it's not like a friggin' arowana or like a fucking, like some kind of exotic fish from the Amazon. It's a goldfish. You take it home and feed it to a snake. The problem with it is, once you have that goldfish, you need to keep that goldfish alive if you're any kind of a decent parent whose child just won a goldfish. And then you have to pay about $900 for one of those tanks over there, and a little cup of food, and a little bit of gravel in the bottom of it. So I'm not too hyped up about winning a goldfish, and we should, just for full transparency. No, what's the matter now? Yeah, but here's the problem with this. This is what I'm on a live feed right now. I'm talking to people about this stuff. Here's the problem, because if I win that goldfish, then I gotta buy all the tank and stuff. How much does the tank cost? See, that's what I'm talking about, man. So my little 99-cent goldfish ends up being $20.99 by the time I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. This guy's gonna get me. I'm too easy. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I might take a peek in there later. He almost got me. That little guy almost got me. I'm walking away and fighting the temptation. But like I was saying, like, he just illustrated the point right there. Like, that goldfish game is like the biggest scam there is. It's like a Chris Christie level running for president money-raising scam. And the only thing worse is these things here. Don't fall for this shit. I'm cursing way too much for a carnival. And then you have over here, way down at the soft underbelly of the carnival, this is where all the real grime takes place, with the games of skill, where you shoot at that basket that has been meticulously bent in from the front, so you can't see that it's bent. But if you really got up like on top of it and looked down into it, you'd see that it's like about a fucking millimeter bigger than the basketball, and the ball never goes in. So don't play that game either. This is, okay, here's a game you can play, and nobody's playing it. I don't understand why. Because this is like a legit game of skill. Maybe it's a violent thing. Maybe that's why this is falling out of favor. The one where you shoot the water gun into the clown's mouth. This is the most legit game in the whole carnival right here. Right? This is the most legit game in the whole carnival. It's, I'm just saying, like, as far as a game of skill goes, like, you have to have a little bit of skill. That goldfish thing is a scam.
Well, she runs it pretty easy.
Yeah, but just, I wasn't like trying to throw anybody under the bus. I'm just saying, like, you get a 99-cent goldfish.
Because she runs it pretty honestly.
Yeah.
This carnival here, we try to run honest games for the people here.
I didn't mean like any dishonesty at all. I'm just saying, like, you win a 99-cent goldfish, then you got to buy a $20 tank to keep it alive.
Well,
so
that's not how
there's none. No, I know. You guys are awesome.
I mean, you go to the pet store and you buy a goldfish, you still got.
Yeah, you're doing the same thing, but you have a choice. Like, here, you're kind of held hostage by a little 3-year-old that's looking up at you like, Daddy, we got to keep the goldfish alive, so we need that tank. So they get you. But this is a true game of skill where you have to have aim and stuff like that.
You gotta hit that target first.
You got it. Well, I'm having fun, Amy. I hope you're having fun too.
That's what we're about.
All right. Enjoy your night.
Have a great day.
You too. See, I'm doing people. I'm doing freaking people. That's kind of a game of skill too, right there. You throw a dart, and you can like hit a horse and win something, or if you want to be a dick, you can like throw it at the crunchy old lady's ass. But we won't do that. And we got the big prizes here, which means this shit's impossible to win. You got to spend like $9,000 to win that 455-inch TV there. And your little kid games. We're gonna go play with ducks, maybe. I don't know. Games of skill. Games of skill. Wow, I didn't even know they still had this. I figured this. You'd figure this game would be like, you wouldn't even see it around anymore, because people are such dicks about guns. But these aren't like real guns. You shoot the star out. And another, I would point out, in fucking possible game to win. That doesn't look very healthy. And this is what I started pointing out before. Like, I'm looking at these carnival rides. Your Ferris wheel. It's a little pussy Ferris wheel, really, but every one of these carnival rides, I'm gonna walk around. Well, let me walk through as I'm saying this. Every single one of these carnival rides, and I would add every single one of these snack booths, look like they were made by the same company that made the Ocean Gate Titan deep sea submersible that fucking imploded in the ocean last week. Every one of them looks like, look at this. Look at that thing. It looks like it was made by freaking Stockton Rush. And he said, come on, kids, hop on this ride. It's untested. Don't worry about a thing. You'll be fine. Whoa. It's okay.
All this stuff.
So every one of these rides looks like it was built by Ocean Gate. So if you find them, if you see rides like this, look at that one over there, man. Definitely, that's definitely some, like, a carbon fiber compound with a little bit of titanium and duct tape holding it together. That's got Stockton Rush written all over it. But if you see these rides at a carnival on dry land, on terra firma, you're probably all right. But if any of these ride operators tell you that the ride goes in the water, or even worse, under the water, I would highly advise that you not go on that ride, because they look like they were made out of the same fucking shit that Ocean Gate's deep sea submersible, the ill-fated Titan, was made out of. A public service safety announcement from your pal Glenn. Alright, so this is a pretty badass carnival, but like, we're not gonna go on any rides, and I'm not gonna get freaking tempted by that little brown guy with the goldfish. What I was starting to say before I started talking to him and completely interrupted myself was that if I play, maybe I'll play and see if there's some like little kid there, and I could give my goldfish to him, because I don't want a goldfish. And you all know from past experience that I should not be responsible for any other living creature, as illustrated by the short time that I owned a beta, Ruth Beta Ginsburg. Just take a half a moment of silence for the late Ruth Beta Ginsburg. But yeah, I'm not taking a goldfish home with me today. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk up this side one more. I don't even know if anybody's watching this. Let me take a look. All right, yeah, there's a couple of people in here. All right. This looks like the most badass ride. Let's hang here a minute and see watch this thing go. Maybe we'll have a fucking cheesesteak in our arteries. I'm gonna go up to, I swear, I'm gonna, if I hang around here long enough and I have a couple of beers, I'm gonna go up to this guy and ask him to drive a fucking cheesesteak right into my heart. Just so I die right here. I would not go on this ride. I'm just saying, even if it's like on land, which it clearly is, I would not go on this ride. This looks like a ride for like kids and dumb people. You don't go on these rides, guys. Like, they just put this shit together with like some fucking Craftsman friggin' wrenches like 2 days ago, and they might have missed some bolts. Like, I don't know, like I don't want to like besmirch any reputations of carny workers. That's a noble profession, and a lot of people, I'm just being like stereotypical about it, because all I know, like a lot of people with extra fingers and fucking like gimpy legs and like face tattoos like were stalking me at the PCS Nation Amphitheater. A lot of people like that get employed by these sort of things. So I guess you can't really kill it, you know? And I'm sure there's a lot of good people. You can't paint a wide brush like carny workers. I was talking to the lady at the game. She seemed very pleasant, if a little crunchy. The lady next to her with the dart game, maybe not so much. But let's see what this ride, but it's taking an awful long time to get it started. I think I'd be a little upset if I had to wait that long, because it doesn't seem like a particularly complicated ride to run. So let's see. Well, we know what it does. I mean, we're only fucking hanging around here for it. The thing's gonna go up in the air and spin around, and everybody's gonna scream. And you know what? Somebody might puke, which will suck, because I'll see it right in front of me, and it'll get splattered all over the place, and like a glob will hit the. I'm gagging already just fucking thinking about it, because what I was ultimately gonna say is, if somebody on this ride throws up while I'm videotaping it, I'm absolutely gonna puke. I'm gagging already. I have to stop talking about it. Let's talk about cotton candy instead, or candy apples and lemonade and popcorn. All right, just give me a minute and then we'll go back in and try and watch this ride for a minute or two, and then we're gonna go seek out this parade, because it should be coming down by now. I'm not coming back down here. Like, what the plan is like, as I start working my way against the tide with the parade and we start seeing the parade itself, I'm heading back toward either the bus or the train station to get back to where I gotta be. And I'm not gonna like circle back and come back down here, because nothing good could happen if I come back down here in the dark and the bullpen is open, because I know enough people in town that I can get into that bullpen for that free beer and the cigar lounge and drunk firemen and drunk like twirlers and freaking cheerleaders, not fucking underage cheerleaders or anything like that, like baton twirlers and like the majorette from the drum corps, all drinking and eating hot dogs, like free beer, and the potentiality of gang activity and just generally getting home late. It would be a bad idea if I came back down here after the parade, so I'm not. I'm heading back to White Plains. So as I walk against the tide of the parade, we'll fast forward our way through the parade as much as we can until I get back to the train station or the bus station, because I still don't know how I'm getting home yet, which is another whole story. It's how we do shit here in G-World. Like, I took the bus in and they shut the road down, so I can't get a bus back out until 10 o'clock, and that's out of the question. And I might have to take a train up a couple of stops and catch a bus from there back to White Plains. I'll work it all out. We don't worry about exit strategy here. We just do. We just hit the gas and go. No stopping, no caution. That's how we do it. All right, this fucking ride's been sitting here for like 9 minutes now with a bunch of kids in little cages. Look, it's a good thing AOC's not here, because there's a bunch of kids in cages right here. And somebody call a cop. Somebody call AOC and tell her to get up here, because they got a bunch of kids in cages and they're holding them hostage for like 9 fucking minutes now, because they're not getting this ride. Oh, wait, here we go. All right, so they're not just kids in cages anymore. It changes the whole context of it. It is now officially a ride. So let's hang out, hear some screaming, make sure everybody survives this ride that was built by Ocean Gate, it looks like. All right, they're yelling already. I think some of them were yelling because they had to sit in the fucking ride for 9 minutes before it started. I don't know which one to follow. Getting louder. And this is going to be the over the top. I think this is it. No, almost. Next one. For sure, here it goes. This is where the puking starts. And it's going to come right down on me. Don't do it. Here we go. Oh, the top end. It looks like nobody puked yet. I hope the ride is longer than the fucking time they sat in the cars waiting. Alright, so, you know what? A ride like that, I'll be honest with you, like the appeal would have been in the first couple of swings and the anticipation of it. As it got to the top, and as it got over the top, like that's the apex of it. And all the rest of this shit is just overkill and making people sick. Like, I would not survive this ride. I'd be yakking all over the place. I used to go on shit like this. I'm too old for this shit anymore. And I'm probably too fat to get in. Oh, no, maybe not. Probably not. And now they're slowing it down, and they're bringing, oh, they're going over the top again. Great googly moogly. All right, it looks like we're almost done. And they're gonna let the kids out of the cages, and we'll watch them stagger off the stairs. Doesn't look like anybody puked. We'll see. More dogs. There's always dogs. I hope it doesn't take like fucking 5 minutes to let everybody out. That's kind of fun, watching people scream. I could like put in things like I close my eyes and just listen to the screaming and pretend like other things were going on. Nah, we're not doing that. This is a fun, wholesome family entertainment night tonight. Hopefully without any gang activity that causes the carnival to be closed like last night. If you missed it earlier, I was talking to my mom a couple of minutes before I came here, and she told me they closed the carnival down last night due to gang activity. And they sent everybody home. They just shut the whole thing down. Ah, they're going up the other end. And we got that police tower, temporary police tower here because of that. All right, so they're all going up the other way, so we're not going to see any pukey faces. And they're all young kids, so they're probably not, their central nervous systems aren't developed enough yet to understand that you're supposed to get sick on some shoddy fucking rusty ride like that that was built by, what's that asshole's name? Shithead, something or other, Rush. Yeah, anyway. All right, so look at this. And just as I'm breaking away from the carnival, and getting onto the parade route, and what's the fucking first thing I gotta hear? My favorite thing, guys, bagpipes. Listen, I'm getting right in the belly of the beast here, because some of you might like bagpipes, and I love you guys, and I'm gonna tolerate this fucking sound of a cat hanging by his fucking balls from a rusty fence and let you hear some bagpipes. I hope this doesn't break the fucking microphone. This is awful. Okay, it got a little better. I feel like the Martians at the end of Mars Attacks, when they started playing the Slim Whitman music and their fucking heads exploded. That's how I feel right now. That's how much I love you guys. Please don't forget. Please don't forget. That's how much I love you guys. I'm standing here point blank away from fucking bagpipes and tolerating this shit just in case one of you out there likes bagpipes. Never forget how much your pal Glenn loves you. Oh, that was awful. Oh, that was awful. I need to sit down. Okay, I hope that was the only bagpipes we're gonna see. Just give me a minute. I gotta get over that. The camera seems to still be working. The microphone, the fucking screen didn't crack or anything. All right, so we're gonna slip out of here. And that seemed to be like a random friggin' bagpipe band that broke away from the rest of the parade. Because I don't see any more parade coming. But that's all right. Well, no, I see some more up there. We'll catch up to it. So that was the carnival. Don't go on the rides unless they're on land. If they're on land, you're probably okay. But if they try and make any of these things go in the water, tell them to fuck off and don't go on it. And don't puke on innocent, C-list internet entertainers with cameras that are just trying to document your fucking ride while you're on it. Don't puke on me. Ace Amusements. They've been doing these carnivals for fucking forever. They really have. That's no shit. All right. The carnival portion. I don't even know what time it is. Let me check the clock. I don't even know when we started. This is one of the most unplanned events we've ever done. I'm kind of winging it, but I'm doing it comfortable, man. You know what? I don't care how this comes out. I kind of don't. So I'm just having a good time, and I figure if I have a good time and it's out there for you to see, you'll probably have a good time too. It's just like with a joke. Like if I have a joke that makes me laugh, it's probably gonna make you laugh. So we'll see how this goes. Also, another thing, and I already ran into a bunch of people I know, which is awesome. A couple of people in particular that I was happy to see. There's a good possibility of running into a lot of people I know here because it's my hometown, and I was kind of a part of the parade in general community, not specifically this parade, from playing in drum and bugle corps and bands, marching bands, and pay-to-play bands, like I said earlier. So I'm gonna, I don't know, I might not know anybody. It's been a long time. And maybe nobody will recognize me, and maybe nobody will even give a shit if they see me, because who the fuck am I? I'm just a C-list internet trigger provocateur. I had a car just like this one, except not a convertible. Why am I fucking zoomed in? I've been zoomed in the whole time. We missed a lot of shit. Anyway, there's a fucking stuffed dog in the back of this car. I don't know why. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so this is a pretty It's a pretty bad band coming up. One other thing we're gonna watch for later, all the way on the other side, like behind those trees, that's where they park all the fire trucks. There's like 200 fire trucks here or some shit like that. And they park all the trucks there, and all the drunk firemen from the bullpen go over there and put all the lights on and put all the sirens on, and it gets pretty fucking crazy. And we'll be up at the train station like a mile from here, and we'll probably be able to see it and hear it still from there. We'll see when we get there. All right, here comes some of the big rigs. Rescue 55 from Yorktown Heights, and an awful band. The Long Beach Seaside Marching Band, all the way here from Long Island. Awesome. Thanks for coming out. You're a little bit of an ear sore, but hey. Oh, fuck me, there's more bagpipes. Can I pause Facebook Live? Well, I'm gonna have to tough this out, huh? You know, and this is just something I didn't think out ahead of time, because it's a fireman's parade, which means there's gonna be a shitload of bagpipes in this parade. I didn't think of that. I might not have come had I thought of that ahead of time. More dogs. I went to check what time it was before and pulled the phone out and everything, and I was talking and totally forgot that I pulled the phone out to see what time it was and didn't check what time it was. It's about 8 o'clock. Oh. Make it stop. Make it stop. All right, I'm covering my ears, guys. I can't. You know what it is? I can tell you exactly what it is. It's that one freaking note. Like the whole time they're playing, like they're playing the melody. But the whole time they're playing that, you're underneath it. And that's the part that sounds like a cat tried to jump over a fence and caught his balls. I just can't take bagpipes. I'm sorry. I mean no offense to anyone in the Celtic or Celtic community, but I can't fucking stand bagpipes. I'm sorry. So I'll record them for you, but I'm gonna bitch about them every single time. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. All right. So I was saying before, this is a staggered out parade. You know why? Because right up here is like a real main street. This is US Route 1. Boston Post Road is what it's called here. And this runs from Florida up to Massachusetts under one name or another, depending on what town you're in. So what they're doing is they're opening up the road like every couple of bands, I guess, to let traffic come through. Because this is a huge parade, and it's going to be going for probably another 2 hours. And this road would be backed up to about fucking Rhode Island if they just shut it for the whole duration of the parade. So we're walking. I gotta come back and talk to these people over here. They operate the bait and tackle franchise here at Mamaroneck Harbor, and there's always been one here, and they haven't had a good one for a long, like since back when I was a kid. Everybody fucked it. Oh, there's more bagpipes. Fuck. They're not playing, so that's okay. And anyway, these guys are doing a real nice job, so I gotta pop in there one day and talk to them. And tell them all my fucking sad old man stories about how I used to come here when I was a little kid. I used to fish right off that pier when I was a little kid, like 100 years ago. And bore them to death with that shit. The other thing that you're going to be hearing a lot of, which is, it's slightly more tolerable than fucking bagpipes. I can't say bagpipes without saying fucking in front of it. I'm sorry if that's offensive, but it's not bagpipes, it's fucking bagpipes for me. The other thing, like I was saying, is you're going to be hearing a lot of sirens, man. It's going to be pretty fucking loud this next half hour. So, keep that in mind. Watching the parade, watching the parade, watching the parade, watching the parade. I'm fucking exhausted already. Those bagpipes took a lot out of me, and there's only been 2 of them so far. got the local police doing this now. I wonder if this is because of last night. Because I know they always used to bring in the county police. Alright, we went dead for a little while there. We seem to be back on now. Out of my hands, that's Mark Zuckerberg's fault. And we're just waiting across here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, got it. Dude, we listened to you already. Come on, don't do that. He's trying to play Pinball Wizard, I think. Stop that. You're gonna make people crash, man. Alright, there's another band coming. It looks like just like this band. What the hell? Okay, we hear you. Alright, so let's go see what this is. It looks exactly like the same band who just passed us a minute ago. And they sucked. A little bit. I don't want to say anybody sucks, man. You know what? This isn't fucking Broadway. This isn't a concert that you paid like $1,000 for a ticket for. Like, it's just fucking people who worked all day today and then threw on a funny red t-shirt and a beret and grabbed their tuba and came here to Mamaroneck to entertain the local gentry. So, you know what? I take back that shit I said about you guys before, about you sucking. It doesn't matter, man. Suck all you want. It's a parade, and people are having fun, and kids got balloons and popcorn and shit. So I guess there's nothing to be sad about today, except bagpipes. Fucking bagpipes. That's it. You got a giant American flag up there. Life is good. Look at the friggin' crowd. This is crazy. See, this is the only part that sucks about it, is that they're stopping the traffic again, and they break up this parade. Like, they let the parade get like 200 yards, 300 yards in between it, which is nothing you can do. You can't shut that road down. And I also ask you to bear in mind that every one of these trucks and drivers, more to the point, and everybody you saw dressed up in their fireman outfits, and everybody you saw in that band who is of age, 21 or older, in 3 hours is going to be piss drunk in that fenced-in area down there, causing all sorts of mayhem. And good for them, this is their night. That's an old firehouse. This is used to be like the like headquarters for this parade. There's another thing too. This set of buildings right here, the worst fire ever in Mamaroneck history. This used to be, it was a residential building with a bar called the Townhouse. And that shit, it was burned to the ground in the middle of February one year, like about 40 years ago. Worst fire ever in Mamaroneck. And one guy died, and it was February, and they used all the water to put the fire out, and the guy ended up in the basement, buried under like 6 feet of ice. And I had to chisel his ass out. More dogs. Alright, this is a little bit more of a laid-back band. They're not like going all in and trying shit like that. Make it out, Mr. Softy Truck on the corner of Prospect and Mamaroneck. This cop here on the bike looks like he's about to bust these little ruffians here. You gonna lock all these kids up? Here. And I'm glad we came back on, because I would have missed it. Elizabeth Palefeather Warren is here at the Mamaroneck Fireman's Parade and Carnival. We almost missed her because of Mark Zuckerberg. I'm just walking down the middle of the frickin'